Oh, good. Hi.
Hey, Bob.
If you hang up, we'll call you back.
Yeah.
You can run, but you can't hide.
All right. Before we get started, we need to have me.
First, we'll call it to order and then we'll.
Okay, we're calling the ZBA meeting for August 17th, 2022 to order. First item is to have me, to vote me in as pro tem.
So
Yes.
move.
Second.
Roll call. Or just,
Everybody.
Voice
oh,
vote.
yeah.
Voice vote?
Everyone in favor?
Everybody in
Okay.
favor? Yes.
Okay,
Anybody opposed?
now I'll do a regular roll call. Member Moberly?
Here?
Member O'Brien?
Here.
Member Murphy?
Here.
Member Lee?
Here.
Member Pudliska?
Here.
Chairman Neiman?
Here.
Chairman Pro Tem Giltner?
Yeah, here, okay. So that takes care of the roll call. So next on the agenda is approval of minutes for July 20th. And we had one change that we all have on in front of us. Were there any other changes?
I didn't hear from anybody.
Okay.
Nope.
No?
None? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Roll call. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Then next on the agenda is the approval of final decisions. We have none. Receipt of appearances. We don't have a public hearing. Receipts, requests, motions, pleadings, or requests to make public comment of a general nature. Anyone here to speak other than the case? Okay. So next on the agenda is pre-hearing for 714 South Madison Street. Hi.
Good evening. My name is Patrick McGinnis. I'm attorney at Donatelli and Coolis, and I represent the applicants, Kevin and Carolyn Wolf, the property located at 714 South Madison Street. Applicants are seeking a variance in order to put a two-car garage on their property, and they're seeking a variance to the maximum floor area ratio and the maximum building coverage for the lot. The variance would allow for an additional 152.75 square feet for building coverage, which would be an increase of roughly 9.77% over the allowed building coverage. And then the FAR would be increased by 22.56 square feet over the allowed FAR, which would be 0.08%, so less than 1%. Applicants purchased the property in 2019. The property didn't have a garage at that time. Historical records show the property's never had a garage. And they're seeking to put the smallest two-car garage possible onto the property. It will be located at the back of the lot, accessible through the alley, which is consistent with most of the properties along the street. If the applicants aren't allowed to put in a two-car garage, we believe it would be considered a hardship against them.
Okay.
So what are the approximate dimensions of the garage, like 20 by 20, something like that? Or, I'm sure it's on here somewhere,
yeah,
but
I
I'm
believe-
curious. So the a standard
Correct. I
two-car.
believe it's 22 feet wide is the.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. This is going to be a recommendation to the board, since we don't have final authority over bulk zoning requirements.
Correct.
Any other questions, comments?
I see that the garage that you want to build is at right angles to the alley.
Correct. So I believe they would have to turn in and then turn into the
Yeah.
garage.
And the driveway that's going to be now in front of the garage, is that part of what you need a variance for because of the lot coverage, or no?
No, I believe it's just the garage.
Because I noticed down that alley, there's sort of a mix of those two kinds of configurations. A lot of the garages are just facing the alley. I think there were one or two that turned at right angles.
Correct. Well, I believe there's a parking pad there now, so
Right.
I don't think that there's any additional concrete that's being put in for the garage.
Yeah. Is that parking pad, is that concrete or is that gravel?
I actually am not sure.
I can't remember now.
Yeah.
I remember the next door neighbors is gravel now, and I'm trying to think of.
It looks like concrete on the survey, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. Take that back. Never mind.
If it was only a one-car garage, would you need a variation?
We would not.
I did see, though, that almost every one of those lots has a two-car garage.
Correct.
I think, in fact, I only recall seeing one down that alley that was a single-car garage.
Yeah, single-car garages are very rare.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard before with 3-car garages are the bare minimum in this village, so 2 is not a bad compromise.
There was actually one like that in that block.
Oh,
It's on the- it's on the
okay, I'm
corner,
sure.
So I guess they were
3
able to-
cars for 3 SUVs.
They
We
had
know
a
that's-
little more room to maneuver.
That's the minimum. Oh, that was for you, Rob, just so you know.
Thank you.
I brought up your comment from 10 years ago. I've never forgotten it.
Bob, any questions for you? Just, I don't want to leave you out. Bob, any questions from you?
No.
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right.
We'll see you next month.
See you next month. Thank you very much.
No public hearings, any new business? Next on the agenda is old business, 110 East Ogden Avenue. And this is a status update. And Rob, I think we spoke about it last month. You want to give any updates that you have on the property, or I don't know if...
So
we've
thus
missed-
far, we've received no application for a major adjustment. We did get comments from the Stavers that we forwarded on to the 110 Ogden folks, but nothing as of yet.
Okay.
I thought there was some landscape plan that someone came up with. Is that what you're referring to? I haven't seen any plan or any comments. Maybe we don't need to see that, but I just was curious as to.
Correct. Staff's been trying to do some shuttle diplomacy and move some plans back and forth between the Stavers and the 110 folks in order to try and get to a point where everybody's comfortable going to the board with the major adjustment.
Okay. Have they ordered it? Because we're at August 21st or something, 17th today. Have the trees been ordered? Are they on?
I have no idea. I have
We're
no
gonna be,
idea.
I know
They're
we can
still-
plant for another 10 weeks, but I don't think we can trot into a nursery in late August or early September and get the big 10-foot juicy, big fat pine trees that we all are hoping will go in there.
Yeah, I have no idea,
Okay.
you know, if they've sourced anything yet, you know, how late the planting season goes, given a particular species of
Yeah.
tree. I can tell you that the first floor is drywalled, and they haven't yet started drywalling the second floor. So I would not expect that they'll be substantially complete for at least another 60 days.
Okay. No, the building looks nice from the exterior. It really does. It's just, my fear is if we wait that long, if they wait that long, they're not going to be able to get any trees, and then someone's going to have to make a very tough decision. Do we give them the occupancy permit, or do we insist on having the landscaping go in first? But that's not my pay grade. Okay.
I don't think you can plant, you should transplant mature trees when they're dormant.
I'm sorry?
You should plant them when they're dormant. Mature trees should be planted.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think that's an issue.
I just don't know how late in the season, or if they haven't, with the pandemic and supply chains and all that, the trees aren't secure. It may be next spring before the trees. I'm just
Could be.
thinking of
That
all
could-
the things that might go wrong.
In terms of getting them, it could be.
Yeah.
But if you can get them, you can put them in.
Okay.
It's, I think, even a better time to put them in.
So we have a representative for the applicant. Did you have a question, or
I mean.
it's best step up to the mic?
I just wanted to make it clear that, we are willing to work with them, but we were presented with a landscaping plan that provided no screening whatsoever. So we said, don't present us with something unless it provides screening. It was just additional trees, what they planted now that don't go above our fence line. So we said no, and I guess they took the comments back, and then the village manager said, well, what do you want? Which I found to be kind of an odd question, since in our zoning board of appeal, there's a retribution sought section that we said exactly what we want. And then I would just advise everyone maybe to go back and look at the March 3rd or March 16th Board of Trustees meeting, where the owner, while she was there to receive get her application approved, said, when the issue of the fence came up, she said there will be a wall of arborvitaes planted thick enough where you will not be able to egress between the properties. So a wall of arborvitaes that we're going to be close enough to not allow egress between the properties. So that's all we want. And since also during that process, it was our trees were going to remain there. They said in addition to the trees that are already there. So we're trying to be reasonable since the trees are gone. We want the wall of arborvitaes and we're asking for a minimum of 15 to 20 feet. That's an unreasonable request since that's what they promised during the application process to begin with. So, and we said, look, you can pick whatever kind of trees you want. We're not going to be picky as long as they provide that privacy wall. And I even gave them 2 different addresses, one that was suggested by Mr. Mobley, 120 North Garfield, 622 Elm, for different ideas of what screening. I mean, every other lot in this village has a wall of arborvitae, so there's plenty to choose from. So we're trying to be reasonable and say, we're not going to say the giant, whatever they can find that's 15 to 20 feet that's going to provide the wall, we'll agree with. And, we did have a request for, to meet with their lawyer, to hire a lawyer to meet with their lawyer and have the village lawyer meet with those lawyers, which we said, no, it's not really necessary. We would be willing to meet with the owner directly, and we have been for the past year. But we haven't.
Your husband's a lawyer as well. It's not his specialty, but.
Right. I mean, during this
lawyer.
process, he's been, he's a resident, but, they asked for our attorney that will be representing us. And we're just, we don't need to meet with their lawyer. And then they go back and it just becomes a process when we've made it clear just what we want from the beginning. So, and we are willing to work with to meet with the owner, but I don't believe, that hasn't come up. And we also are willing to stay the process again for 60 days. It seems like would probably be more reasonable than to come back in a month with no movement.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that, based on the status of the progress, that we continue the case. And I don't know if anyone has a preference between 30 and 60 days.
60.
60. It's going to be a while if they're just drywalling.
No? Okay. I guess that's the recommendation, is to continue for 60 days.
October 19th,
Yeah.
the October meeting.
Yeah. If something were to happen before then, to put it on the agenda on time, we could do that, but I guess for now, we'll just plan for 60 days.
Do we need an official action for that? or-
We
So I
We do.
move that,
Okay.
we postpone it for 60 days.
A second? Is there a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, Bob. Okay. So it'll be continued until October.
Okay. If something comes up, we're willing to.
Yep. Okay, understood. Okay, great, thank you for coming in. Next on the agenda is adjournment. Motion to close the hearing? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yay.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank